Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be looking at the Victorinox Recruit. This is one of the knives that's in the 84 millimeter frame size, which is a frame size that I really find myself enjoying. I think it is a good balance between usability and pocketability. I felt that very same way. The first one I ever used in the 84 millimeter was the Victorinox Cadet, which we've done a separate review on, which you can see here. Now, the Victorinox Cadet, I was really taken by how much I like the little shorter frame size as opposed to the 91 millimeter frame size, like this Tinker. It's a little bit larger. I feel like it's the best pocket-sized knife. I really do. Now, the Recruit is going to be kind of limited on tools because it doesn't have back tools like a lot of other models do. But then again, its price is going to reflect that. This is a very reasonable price option. This one I think runs $18.99 in today's prices. So let's get into the specs first, and then we'll go through the tool set of the Victorinox Recruit. Now, the overall size of this is going to be the 84 millimeter frame size. That's going to be 3¼ inches overall. The overall width of the knife is 13/16 of an inch. That's about 20½ millimeters. And overall thickness, if we turn it up on its side here, is 1/2 inch, or right at 13 millimeters. This knife is pretty lightweight too, at 47 grams or 1.7 ounces. It's one of those that once you put it in your pocket, you really kind of lose it. Well, let's get into the tool set. We'll talk about each of these individual tools and what they offer you with the Victorinox Recruit. So the first two tools that we're going to look at on this are the scale tools. Now, this is a reason why a lot of people might want to carry a Victorinox knife. It's why a lot of people would want to carry something like the Classic SD too, because it hardly takes up any space, but it does give you those scale tools. So the first tool that you have is a good pair of tweezers. And tweezers always come in handy. And the fact that they store in the scale tools, they're easy to get to, that just makes them very nice. It's one of the things that I like about scaled versions of the Victorinox knives. The second one is the toothpick, and these are easily replaceable. Toothpick is easily cleanable as well. So the first two tools that we're going to look at, we're going to bring in a 91 millimeter knife. We're going to bring in the Victorinox Tinker. These first two tools are pretty much the staple tools you're going to find in Victorinox knives. So you have your can opener with integrated flat driver, and I've also been told that this portion of it can work as a flat Phillips as well. I've never tried that. It always seemed to me that the can opener on the end there was a little thin. I was always worried about maybe I had a screw that was a little stubborn, I might twist it and damage that. So I don't use it like that, but I have been told that you can use it like that. The next tool is your integrated flat driver. Also works as a small light duty pry tool with your bottle cap lifter and wire stripper. Now, if we set this against the 91 millimeter, you can kind of see that as far as the can opener sizes go, they're pretty much on par with one another. You get a little bit longer tool in the 91 millimeter. I apologize, I can't speak today. And the same is true of the bottle cap lifter as well. Though I will say that the bottle cap lifter is a little bit wider on the 91 millimeters also. It's a little bit more robust, and it's a little bit longer. So it's basically just a scaled down version of those two standard tools. Now the next tool is your main knife blade. The main knife blade on the 84 millimeters are going to be just over 2 inches. They're about 2 1/16 of an inch long, just a little bit larger than that actually. I think it's 2 3/32, but I personally like a knife blade in a knife that's going to be around the 2½ inch mark. But for these 84 millimeter, I'm really okay with this because these are kind of regulated as for me as a backup blade. And so I'm okay with that little shorter version of the knife blade. Now, if we get to the last tool, this is going to be your pen blade. Now, this is where it's going to differ from the Victorinox Cadet as far as the main tools go. The Victorinox Cadet also has the bottle cap and can opener, bottle cap lifter, can opener, knife blade. But on the back side, that last tool is a tool that I actually like a little better, and that's going to be your fingernail file and nail cleaner. I think that knives, especially in this size range, was really advantageous to have a little personal care items. But on the Recruit, you get the little pen blade. Now, they do make another version of an 84 millimeter that's called the Sportsman. Now it basically has the same tools as a Cadet, has scale tools, but it also includes a couple of back tools. Now that's a knife we're going to get to later on. It's a little bit more expensive, but has a few more features to it though as well. So the Recruit is a very simple knife, and then you have your integrated keychain as well. For those this is probably, I don't know that I would carry this on a keychain. I think that the 74 millimeters are probably about the largest I would use as a keychain tool, but these are also good for putting on suspension clips as well. So I know some people will probably carry this on a keychain. For me personally, it's just a little bit large for that. So I brought in a few other Victorinox knives so that we can kind of compare where the size ranges of these land. So the first one is the Classic SD, that's your 58 millimeter, the Executive in your 74 millimeter, the Recruit that we've been looking at in the 84 millimeter, and finally the 91 millimeter Tinker. I like this size range. Now, while these two down here, the 58 and the 74, are extremely pocketable, they don't give you quite the same functionality for your knife blades and some of your larger tools that you're going to get in an 84 and a 91. Now, I just feel like the 84 is that balance between good usability for your tools and pocketability. I've been enamored with that size range ever since the Cadet. I just think it's a great size range. Now, the Recruit is not the most feature-packed knife, but then again, its price is pretty reasonable at $19, and it does offer some pretty good functionality. So this is the 2-layer Recruit from Victorinox. It's a nice little knife and a very nice price to go with it. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.